Hi everybody, it's Dr. Sarah. Thank you for joining me for another video blog. Today I want to discuss one of my favorite topics, and you probably have already guessed what that is. It's essential oils. But specifically, because it's the fall months in New England as I'm recording this, I want to talk about essential oils to fall into for a healthy autumn and a happy start to the holiday season. Some of these essential oils might necessarily be the ones that you automatically go to or think of for immune and respiratory support, but they are some of the most versatile oils for gentle yet very powerful support for our immune system as it revs up and our nervous system gets a little bit more on alert, which can cause the immune system to go a little bit rattled during the holiday rush. So I will review those with you in a few moments, but first I want to talk about 5 reasons why essential oils are my favorite wellness tools for natural immune support. Okay, reason number 1 is they're selective, yet they're far-reaching. So they have so many different multiple actions because of the many compounds that are present in just one drop of an essential oil. And this creates a complexity. An essential oil contains many constituents and each constituent itself has more than one action. Because of this, they are able to search out and destroy critter invasions in a gentle yet powerful way. And where some essential oils are more selective for certain kinds of critters, whether they be viruses, bacteria, or fungus, many address more than one at the same time, which is pretty cool. And for this reason, they've actually been researched to deal with organisms that are resistant to antibiotics. Many of you are probably aware that when people take chronic antibiotics, it can produce a chronic fungal growth. So essential oils have this multi-selective yet far-reaching effect. So that's reason 1. Reason 2 is they protect our bodies from harm as they promote health. So as they protect our bodies from pathogens that could cause havoc, they also support and strengthen it. There is a lot of research that I've already given to you, especially if you go to my database at dr-lobisco.com. You'll see my whole essential oil database that goes through various conditions and organ systems that essential oils support, including the gut and respiratory system, which is very important during the upcoming cold season. I just mentioned before that one of the side effects of antibiotics might be that it kills off all the bugs of the bacteria, but it can create an overgrowth of another invasion of the fungus. But there's also other downfalls to antibiotics, and that's how they affect our little belly bugs or our microbiome, which the balance of the microorganisms in our body are very important for our immune function and other various systemic processes throughout our body. And they modulate inflammation, they help us absorb nutrients. So antibiotics are not in rule number 1 with essential oils where they're selective. They kind of destroy all the belly bugs at the same time. And this can cause havoc. There is actually evidence that essential oils can actually promote our good bugs and not destroy them as they get rid of the overgrowth of the bad bugs. So they create a peaceful coexistence with our little buggy friends is basically what I'm saying. And unlike the synthetic anti-medications, antibiotics, antiviral, they are modulating and preserve our body and our body functions. So this is a very important point of essential oils. The third reason is rather than side effects, they have side benefits. So it's not just that we get maybe an unwanted critter and that we use an essential oil that might help bring our bodies back in balance, but it's also that these essential oils will support all the different systems of our immune from our immune system to our digestive system at the same time. And they have these multiple actions. So while someone is supporting their respiratory system, say with fennel, they'll also be supporting their digestive health, their hormonal balance, their mood support, and because of the aromatic influence of essential oils and the connection to the mind and the body and the mood, also be helping to mitigate stress at the same time. So that's a lot of side benefits. And I will post my blog on this topic so that you can look into more research on that and click on links if you want more information. The fourth reason is they address triggers and underlying causative factors. So rather than thinking as like our colds or our infections are issues with the bug, it's really in naturopathic and functional medicine, it's really the terrain that causes someone to get sick. And what I mean by that is your terrain is kind of your whole inner milieu, those little belly bugs and the health of your overall system. If someone is really robust and healthy and strong, you can sneeze on them all day and they won't catch that cold. But if someone's run down and their systems aren't optimal, that's when they'll tend to get sick. And you can see this in college students, right, after they wear themselves out with all-nighters and junk food, and the next, as soon as they take their test and the stress and runs off and they're off of the adrenaline rush, bam, they're sick, right? So essential oils can address these underlying causative factors that cause somebody to get run down in the first place. This includes modulating that stress response I just talked about, their microbe-inhibiting, microbe-loving properties, that they relieve environmental burdens. Specifically, they have been shown to be antioxidants and help our body get rid of different toxins, by supporting our enzyme systems that do this. They can provide dietary enhancement. They have direct immune modulation, and they can ease the discomfort, right? They can modulate the inflammatory response in our body and tissue irritation as well. They also promote healthy cell growth. So that's good reason number 4, the causative factors. And then finally, for the 5th reason, is when they're needed, they can be aimed more specifically. So there are certain oils that, even though they have a broad range of effects that I just talked about, and even though they're far-reaching and they cause all these side benefits and they address triggers and causative factors, there are certain essential oils that are just really great at doing one thing, and that's where it shines, even though they're good at other things as well. And I've listed some specifically for immune health, respiratory health, Lyme disease, allergic responses, and just a general essential oil blog on why they can do so darn much and how they promote overall wellness, and with some specific listings for overgrowth of cells. So you can get that on the blog, and I will make sure I post that link for you. All right, now let's get into some of my favorite oils for falling into health in autumn. My first one is the spice oil of cinnamon oil. Now, cinnamon oil has a variety of wellness benefits, from if you get the essential oil that's high in cinnamaldehyde, it's good for balancing blood sugar. It's good for healthy cell growth. It's good for easing tissue discomfort. It's good for keeping our oral and gut microbiome happy. And it tastes really yummy. It's a great flavoring, and it smells like fall and pumpkins, and great in your dishes and beverages. I like to add a drop of cinnamon to hot cocoa and pumpkin lattes to support whole body harmony while sipping on tasty treats. And I combine it with orange and nutmeg oil, and that creates a wonderful diffusing blend. You get all those wonderful properties of essential oils in your home, and it smells just like fall. Now, remember though, if you're going to be cooking with essential oils or putting them in any beverages, there's a very important kitchen utensil that you need to have on hand at all times. Do not use essential oils in cooking unless you have this cooking utensil. It's a toothpick. You only use a toothpick amount of essential oils because they're strong. Herbs are strong enough. essential oils are even more stronger than herbs, and you don't want to overload your dish. I have had fennel broccoli before because I really like fennel, and I put it on my broccoli, my cooked broccoli, and I've actually tasted more fennel than broccoli because I decided that I could be fancy and just do a little drop, and no, toothpick, people, toothpick. All right, my second favorite essential oil for the fall is tea tree oil. Now, tea tree is very good for these microbes. It's been studied against resistant microbes that don't want to leave the body. Tea tree has been helpful for that. Great for skin. Some people get a little more itchy during the fall season. It's great for oral microbiome, though it's not really yummy tasting, but you can hide it in baking soda and a toothpaste mix. And when combined with basil and clove oil, it's been shown to promote a healthy oral microbiome, standing up to some clinical research. Now remember, our mouth is connected to our systematic wellness, and it's the first stop in our digestive tract. So we want our oral microbiome to be balanced as well, right? Or else people that have chronic infections in their mouth tend to swallow these kind of infections, and it goes systemically, and it can create a lot of different negative responses in the body. So we want to keep our oral microbiome healthy and balanced. And remember, even though some docs still think that just because essential oils are powerful microbe inhibitors that they're going to destroy our microbiome, it just hasn't been found to be true. There really is no research that shows that I am aware of. If you are aware of it, please do show me, and you can also see on my website the research that shows that it actually promotes it. And there haven't been clinical trials, but there have been animal trials and enough in vitro evidence to show this. All right. So another oil that you might not think of for the fall, but it's very grounding and it kind of has a fall scent to it, like an earthy mist, is Palo Santo. And Palo Santo is unique because it's also an oil that has kind of emotional and spiritual properties. I like to combine it with frankincense and myrrh, and in the fall I kind of bring out more of my Palo Santo. And it also contains these neurosupporting sesquiterpenes, and the limonene benefits. It contains limonene, which benefits the immune system and digestive health. And it has that microbalancing power too. So it's a wonderful companion and a great thing to diffuse, and also place a drop maybe with some carrier oil on the back of your neck as you're getting ready for your fall preparations and activities. Now I want to talk to you about some dynamic duos, right? So synergy is a good thing. So I gave you a list of some of my favorite single essential oils. One of my favorite kind of critter be gone combos is oregano and thyme. And it's kind of like similar to popularity to frankincense and myrrh, right? The two kind of go hand in hand. Now, these are perfect to keep our guts up to par, and I chose them because they're great for our fall cooking, right? Who doesn't like a little bit of oregano and thyme? And as you cook with essential oils, there's a link on my website that shows you how, and remember, toothpick. You also get those fall scents and spices going in the air. These oils are great for digestive health, as I mentioned, and it's been shown in one study the combination mitigated the effect of inflammatory colitis in rodents. Thyme oil is very antioxidant properties, and they both can kind of help inhibit the harmful shields that resistant microorganisms put up that keep them from getting destroyed. That's called biofilms. So as they're protecting with their antioxidant power, some of the flush that can arise when they're destroying these bacteria, they're protecting our healthy cells. And we got a good flavoring in our fall cooking. Toothpick, people, toothpick. I'm going to keep saying that. Okay. The second duo that I love during the fall, actually I do this all year round to be honest, is peppermint and lavender combo. Now I use the peppermint in the morning for better focus, exercise, enhancement, immune, energy, and digestive support. Now that sounds, if you were to put me on a desert island and say you could only have one oil, first I would be traumatized, so I'd have to use blend to help me with the trauma. And second, I would probably grab my peppermint oil. So peppermint is my go-to oil. Most of the time I always have peppermint oil. And then in the evening I will diffuse and use lavender essential oil, because that's also modulating to my nervous system, helps with stress, kind of calms the whole body down. And so I have kind of this stress relieving, focus occurring situation going on in the morning and at night. And this is important, really, to kind of get in the habit of doing, especially at times where stress is going to be ramped up. And with the holiday season, people actually tend to be more stressed and have more activities. So try this. And peppermint is mint, right? So it's perfect fall and winter blend. So this is also great in peppermint and lavender in your hot cocoa. So try that out. And then finally, just kind of like an herbal blend that I like to have in the fall or anytime, especially when we're going to be trying some different tricks or treats and going to need to be digesting all that fearful little ghosts and goblins that are giving us some things that we might not normally put in our bellies. This is a great fall digestive blend, a combination of mint, ginger, cardamom, fennel, and anise. And you can find proprietary blends from your reputable and good quality essential oil manufacturers that usually contain these oils. But I always like the mint and ginger and fennel and anise and cardamom are some that I look for straight away. So that's all. That's what I have. As a bonus, if you haven't checked out my blog on Kunzia essential oil, that would be one to check out too for the fall, because it has the properties of a blend in a single oil and contains many microbe inhibiting, immune supporting, sesquiterpene neuroprotective properties as well. So I'm going to add that for you guys that watch my video. All right, so provide any feedback that you have. I'd love to hear from you in your comments, and I hope that's helpful to keep your immune system strong and happy during the fall season and into the holidays. And I will be back with more information, and I hope that you have a wonderful fall. Talk soon.